meeting to order, 12:04. Jeremy, would you do roll call and members?
Yes. Eaton.
Yes.
McMurphy.
Yes.
Decker. Weaver.
Yes.
Stats. Bradford.
Yes.
Hannaford.
Okay. Approval of the minutes for the December 13th, 2022 regular meeting. You should have a copy of those that was sent to you, emailed to you.
Look fine to me, I'll make a motion.
Okay. We have
Second.
Motion and second that we approve the minutes as presented. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approval of the financials up to March 21st. Those are probably the first document right after the agenda and the minutes that you had on your email. Is there anything on here, Jeremy, that we need to be aware of or anything?
The only thing that I've brought up, like with the Woods County Industrial Development Authority meeting, is since we are at turkey hunt and we're at pledge, in this case it would be pledge situations, those transfers sometimes may not come across yet. So in this case, I think there's a couple of March ones that had not come through because we don't have the bank statements for March yet. So
I just wanted to mention too that you should have gotten an email this morning from Mr. Smiley, from Commissioner Smiley's office. Okay, and so we're trying to get a meeting together, that NOWEDA group, and replace some members and restructure that. So we'll address that pledge once that's done.
I actually already started the email, and I'm going to reply back the letter, just give an idea, or let her know the history at least of what the email that was sent to me. And I'll also attach, I guess, an invoice of what we're asking for, the bare minimum of operation cost that we generally do.
Yes, do attach that invoice because they'll need it for.
That's what I plan to do. Thank you.
Have any further discussion about the financials? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So, second.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the financials as presented. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 4-0. Okay, update and discussion on goals and objectives and staff activities. And this will be, I'm Jeremy, I'm going to count on you quite a bit to discuss this with us. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Zeller, and he can go over where he's at on these things.
Well, if you remember in December, we had put on the table the website design, the proposals. So with that, we have the two that I sent to you. Those are the same. I talked to both Candy Brossman with the OC Digital as well as Emma Klein. And both said that, yes, everything that they submitted is still good.
Can I clarify? Can I ask a question, please?
Sure.
As I understand it, are they going with the website design that we have now and just updating and working on that?
Yeah.
On that? Okay.
So
just wanted to clarify that.
that is what the plan would be, a little bit more of content development, but also one thing that Candy Brossman does, Emma, I think, is going to be more content, but Candy does more of that coding to where it gets viewed more on websites, and so there's more of that IT end of things that I'm not too familiar with. But I think the Emma part of it would be more of content development, creating. And so kind of what you would see how Alva Chambers' page is would be more of that sort of structure, and the web development and that Candy would be doing will have some of that to it, but we'll have more of the structure of being an actual website where I personally, one thing that I'm working on with Carme, our intern, is creating ourselves a great resource library. I'd love to have ourselves to the point where other places are coming to our website just to use the tools that we have available for it and data and statistics to pull. With something like that, I think both could be able to handle it with no real problem. But I think in the long run, Candy would be the one that would be able to push things more. Let's say, and we haven't gotten there yet with AVARD and ARPA funds, but let's say something like that develops and we need to create something related to that, that would gear more towards Candy. Of course, Candy's price is more, and we are able to contract with Candy and Emma up till the end of August, which is our fiscal year, and we can revisit it. But their pricing is done on a full calendar year, so that just kind of give you an idea.
So you mentioned AVAR, Jeremy, so is that going to be, are we the ones, is AVAR participating in this website too? I mean, how are we doing this, or are we paying for the whole thing and then we're kind of doing it for everybody?
You know, we haven't gotten to that point,
Okay.
depending on what AVAR has happened. My thoughts would be that if we were to have AVAR have a portion of the website, they probably would contribute something towards it, if anything, towards the website design part on their end. But they're not there yet either
Gotcha.
for that. So it's just something to consider, especially the website itself is Woods County Economic Development, so it's as a whole of Woods County. Just opportunity, I would love to see the opportunity to have a page for Winoka and have a page for Freedom and have AVAR have their own page, and then of course Alma.
And in that scenario, are you gonna charge for that?
In that scenario, that's what these people would be doing. So we're charging, they're charging us that portion.
Right, but I mean, if AVAR was gonna, wouldn't these other entities need to put up money too?
That was what my question was.
I mean,
Yeah,
if there was
same thing.
gonna be a fee for, I guess is what.
Yeah, I'm asking the same thing.
That's what I
We're all
thought you
saying
meant,
that.
but I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I think to the continuation of moving forward, if we were to like continue with the services of them, it would be something to say, hey, we do have a page for you, if they're voting on it, moving forward, that a portion would go towards it. But obviously, the ones that are just the cities themselves, I would think that's part of Woods County. They would have their own. Again, my overall picture would be, it would be great to see, like, for example, since we have Susan here, Winoka, and there's, this is what's there, kind of a, quality of life view, just so when somebody clicks on it, we'll be able to say, this is Woods County, you can visit here and see what we have. And then we would have, as the economic development portion of it, buildings available, sites available, things of that nature. That would be more of a GIS opportunity there.
but, I mean, I think back to Jeremy's deal, my view on that is if most of those are donating or contributing now.
Yeah.
And then that probably, this website ought to be included in it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, and that's where I would think, it would just be if they wanted to branch a little bit more of their own, then that would be the only time, but everything.
We're working on a website right now for the city of Winoka, and it was my plan under economic development to add a direction to the Woods County Economic Development website as a resource, on our webpage, a connection to that where they can go.
And with mine, I'm looking more,
Who's doing the website?
I'm working with the gentleman that did the share website here right now. I'm talking to him, and then I'm also talking with the people that did the City of Buffalo's website. I'm talking as well.
Is it the city of Buffalo, now Candy is doing a lot of stuff with Buffalo, so is it Candy that you're talking to?
It could be, I have all that, sorry, I have to
Well,
look
just
at
be
my
con-
notes, but yeah,
It'd be convenient if it was the same person.
Yeah,
Pardon me?
Candy
It'd be
is,
convenient if it was the same person.
it would be, yeah.
Candy is the one who is doing a lot. I think she's doing the whole city,
What's her
actually.
business name?
OC
OC Digital.
Digital.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's who I've been talking to originally, and then that's when also we opened it up for.
Right now, we're just in structuring, but that was in my mind under economic development, under an economic development tab. That's what I had pictured was a direction to Woods County Economic Development side, connecting those pieces.
And my part that I was looking to is just having some profile opportunity for each one of the towns that are there that can highlight good points, because that's just another thing that people will search for.
What about chambers of commerce? I mean, are you thinking about that too, or not?
Like,
Connection to the chamber?
yeah, everybody will have a connection. So like Alva Chamber of Commerce, we would have it where their link can be linked up, and we will partner with them. That wouldn't be a problem. But of course, they're responsible for their own page that they're creating.
So
Yeah, we're just linking to it.
Right.
That's no big deal.
Right,
They're just
yeah.
linking to us.
Right.
Just like anything, You have to click on a link, we all do it all the time.
But just like you would see, I think if you look at like even Alva's Chamber of Commerce page, they have like, the surrounding areas, quality of life. And so we want to kind of keep something with that theme and create something that way.
Where are we at with the developers of the original website? I mean, are they helping us at all now? Or not?
They're still there, but it's really more of they've done the basic fundamental layout of it, so there's a shell of something that is there. Anything in regards of direction, if like when I wanted to add an article, they were able to guide me through that and do just kind of, this is how you do that. It adds something, adding a picture to the website, and that's something where if time permit, for me, I would be adding a lot more and creating more picture opportunities, things for people to see. But that's part of what this group would do. They'd be taking over that responsibility as well. But we still have everything, the rights, the ID, the passwords are ours. We don't ever have to worry about a situation where when they leave, we don't have access to things. And
Do we still pay them an annual fee?
yes, they get, there's not an annual full fee with them. We pay for the domain name that goes through
Right.
them, as well as another domain name that we don't use, but it's so somebody doesn't take it. So we got the woodscountyok.com. We also pay for the woodscountyok.org, so somebody doesn't make it some wacky page and someone types in Woods County and it brings it to that page instead. So we have that, but I think it's 300. That includes their services, technical end of things, and just to keep everything running on the website.
I see, okay.
Each, 300 each or 300 together? 150?
300, and then it's just 30 to hold the name.
Oh,
So
okay.
since it's not an actual website,
Right.
it has no
We just
existence.
pay
Yeah.
the domain fee. and
Yeah.
Keep it.
So, and that one's, I think it's like 30 or 35,
Okay.
something like that.
So do you need an action item on this
Well,
at some point or not?
I know we had talked about it in December, and the plan was to make a decision on one of those two, which I think kind of right now it would be a good idea to have that decision made, so that way we can kind of test it, because we'll have them till the end of August, and then we can do a contract to renew at that September. We can do a calendar year now, but if they're both willing to do it for our fiscal year, that gives it, one, it's a lower price, obviously, because we're not doing the whole year, but it gives us a chance to see how well we work with them. So whether it's Emma building content, or whether it's the OC just doing their development. The OC did do some things for free for us because I asked Candy. I know of her from stuff that she had done in Woodward, so that's when I had called her to a meeting and asked her. And I think I introduced her to you, Susan.
Yes.
And they have really increased they've increased their clientele quite a bit, but they have a pretty big staff now, and she also has some program where she helps out students. So she has students that are doing things, interning with her for that too. So that's what I can tell you in regards to that. And then of course I think a lot of you have seen Emma's work through just the chamber and what she does, and that's more with that building content portion. So
So do you have a recommendation?
you know, of the two, I hate to pick one over the other. I would say that because we have this time to test things out, I would say take that in consideration of the two. If you would prefer to see just more content built, that meaning more articles put on the website, things like that, and maybe some resources, Emma would probably be your choice there. You want to build more towards the future, linking things, the whole coding process, getting the name out there, the website out there, and building it more that way, that direction. I would say Candy is definitely the choice there. And I think that's probably, you're leaning towards something like that. I think it would work well, having Candy as the choice. But again, we'll see what we get, because one thing I said with that is they have a lot of clients. So how much time devotion do we get? That's kind of what I think would be good to see. If we do get her, though, this may also help out on your end, Susan, to see what is it that we are dealing with. So then that helps when granting yours. Of course, we're talking more solely Economic Development Committee. That's my suggestion. Probably would be going with Candy.
Okay, thank you. All right, turkey hunt.
Turkey hunt is happening. It's the Lieutenant Governor's Turkey Hunt, so it's April 19th, 20th, and 21st. April 19th, and I'm going to segue into C, which is the business workshop, April 19th. When we had talked about doing turkey hunt, a lot of people had brought to the forefront that usually turkey hunts, it's great to bring these people in and let them be aware. But do you ever see anything big ever happen because of those things? And so I thought, well, let's give it an opportunity to have the communities bring people they would want to have to help them. So I reached out to businesses in hopes for expansion opportunities. We do have consultants that are coming. One thing that I wanted to do was create a workshop so we can give it back to the communities and the businesses themselves. So on April 19th from 1 to 3, we're going to have a business workshop that is kind of the kickoff for the turkey hunt itself. Troy Humphrey with Land Run is going to be one of our speakers. And Troy is someone who was here the previous year, and he's more community-based, so he'll tell you what certain businesses look for to move to a community. What is it that, why don't we have a Chick-fil-A? He can explain why you don't have a Chick-fil-A, because this is the demographics and statistics that they look for, but what you can attract and what are ones to go for. And then, of course, his group does that. They are kind of those headhunters. And then After that, so he'll speak for about 30 minutes with Q&A opportunity. After that, we have Carrie Roberts, who is coming. She's out of Cherokee. She's a business consultant, and she focuses on those mom and pops, the small retail business. And she also, she has actually, I have her bio here, 22 years of experience in the baking industry. She's a former bank president. And so business plans, everything from receiving loans, she can tell these businesses, not just if you have a business plan and you're about to start a business, that's great, and she can help out there. But she can also teach why you would continue on with a business plan. So, you did a business plan 5 years ago. Well, it's time to revisit that. Let's see what the next 5 years are, or 10 years moving forward. How successful is your business? And she's going to bring tools and some items for them to take back with them to kind of be able to help improve their retail business. So I'm really happy to have that. I'm going to create a just kind of a one-page flyer for it to send out everybody electronically and let them know, that this is happening so they can post it. So we'd like to do it regionally. We're going to send it on to, I'll send it as far as Enid and Woodward and all that, and just have that this workshop's going to be here. It'll be at the Northwest Technology Center, so Northwest is a sponsor for it. And it'll be housed either in this room or the multi-purpose room, depending on how many people we get to sign up. But it should be, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad to do workshops like this. So that's the turkey hunt and the workshop. So back to the turkey hunt. Day 2 is the Lieutenant Governor dinner. So that'll be at the Sherrill Barn, which is formerly known as Baker Barn. And I believe this is where it's taken place the last few years. And so that will happen. Lieutenant Governor will come. All of you, of course, will be invited. Just put it on your calendars for that. The Friday on the 21st is the Eggs and Issues, which is also here. And we're kind of partnering with the chamber, and legislators will be here. So we're just kind of adding that to the turkey hunt whole experience for any of the guests who want to come. As of right now, we have, it fluctuates when you have this sort of event. My first year really have looked towards Kay. She's helped out quite a bit because she kind of took it over last year. And so she's made, let's do this many, yes, because there's a shortage in turkeys, I guess, and there's also drought. So that's just situations where I think landowners are not too comfortable with a lot of firing on their property. So it's been limited to anywhere between 10 to 15. And right now I think we have 10. But that could increase a couple. We have 10 confirmed from the last I saw. But there are a couple more that I asked some of the businesses if they were wanting to bring somebody. VAP has someone they would love to have in helps to help in their expansion. And we'll see if that is something as well. But that's where we're at on the turkey hunt.
You talked about the workshop, bank account. I think we're good there.
Has everybody done their signatories out of state? I believe it's just Randy, and I think Randy actually, I did get an email that you still need to do something with out of state. I'll pass that on to you. I think I passed it on once, but I know how you...
That may be why they said something about me renewing my driver's license.
That might have been it, yeah. And that's actually, that's part of what a couple of the issues were, because the driver's license was expired, so you didn't do a renew. The dinner, or if it's a mix or whatever it is that we would decide on, mainly because, and I'll see, I don't know, Kay said she's not going to be able to make it. But the donor appreciation dinner, I would like to get a date so I can give it to Kenneth Korn. He has said that he'll be our guest speaker. That's, if you don't know, he's the appointed director of the USDA. And so originally, many wanted me to invite him for the turkey hunt, which I did. And he was excited to come do that, but then Code of Ethics told him he was not able to, but he would be, and so I said, well, how about being our guest speaker instead? I try to get him somehow, and he said, yeah, absolutely, he'll be able to do that. But I told him after our meeting I'd get at least a date, or maybe if we need to. Generally, we did that in October, but you all may know better of things that may be happening that we want to avoid. And I actually will also open this up to Marion. If you know things that are in October that we absolutely want to avoid.
What's Northwestern? Okay. It doesn't matter, it will be on a weekday, but that week might be crazy.
Generally, Tuesdays are the best days to have events of this sort, because it avoids, the beginning of the week. Wednesday's generally church day. Thursdays are just not really, they're the second best day to do things. But so that really opens up.
October 5th to the 7th.
Okay.
I know,
October 5th is up, okay, thank you.
I do remember Kay stating that probably latter in October was better, which would open up 17th and 24th, but obviously not the 31st because that's Halloween. But if you find that there's another day that would be better, I'd just like to get a good one for him so we can get it on his schedule, because it'll get closed up quite a bit.
Why don't we do it the 24th?
Fall break, is it? Not the week of fall break, is it?
Shouldn't be.
That should be after it. It looks like it should be after.
Yeah, the week of fall break, would that be the 9th?
It is, it's gonna be the week before, I think.
Is the 9th through the 13th fall break, or is it 16th through the 20th?
16th through the 20th.
Okay. Does that work for everybody?
Sure.
And I assume that would be one you'll need to vote on.
Okay, we'll do that in new business then, but we'll put that down.
We can't do new business.
Yeah, okay.
Special
We don't have a new business because we have to,
It's a special,
We should be able, this,
it's a special meeting.
it is a special, why is it a special?
because we were supposed to have it 2 weeks ago,
Oh, yeah.
but because everybody wasn't able to make it, even though we had 3 that weren't able to make today, wasn't expected, but
Okay. Well, I say just go forward with checking those dates and setting stuff up, I think, and we'll make it official at a regular meeting. Because I can't add an item to the agenda,
in regards to,
like for the 24th of October, like, I think it's more just you move forward with that, looking at the date.
Yeah, there's no item on.
We can't make
there.
we can't make a vote, do a vote on that.
oh,
That's
you
what
can't?
he's trying to get.
No, because it had to be new business, or it'd have to be an item. I say we can do that, but
I thought it was an item under number 5.
Yeah,
we say,
It
Because
says
don't say we can
possible,
take-
it says possible action.
well, then let's, okay, well, do I have a motion?
So,
Second?
second.
It's been moved and seconded that the 2023 Donor Appreciation Dinner be hosted on October 24th with Kenneth Korn guest speaker. Do I have any discussion? Seeing none, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 4-0. Okay, we might as well address that other agenda item as well. On the website proposal, do we have a motion to accept or to recommend that we employ, is it OC Digital for the remainder of the fiscal year as web developer? Is that what we're wanting?
I do have one question, is then, so for the remainder of the fiscal year, then she'll prorate her annual fee, I suspect, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Well, they both got listed on their monthly fee.
Yeah,
They
is
do,
that-
but
yeah.
there's also a total for an annual fee, so that's what I wanted to be sure.
I wondered if the monthly fee would apply now. I mean, I even took it that you may be thinking
Oh, I
about
thought
having
that was-
both of them till the end of the year.
I
Oh,
thought
I
that
don't-
was in addition to, so,
Yeah, so there would be as long as there is an adjustment on what their annual fee is, then there would be that monthly fee of continuation onto that. That's how I read it. Is that how you all read it as well?
say that again, I'm sorry, I'm
So-
not getting it.
And, sorry, my eyesight's bad.
So she would prorate the annual fee to be so much, and then there would be an additional monthly maintenance fee, right?
Right, so the monthly maintenance fee would be something that would take place as $199, for example, Candy, $199. The annual fee, the $30,950, to my understanding, and at least what we'll ask for, will be the prorated.
But this other one, if we go with this Kimberly or whatever her name
Emma?
Emma,
Yeah.
okay, that's $150 a month.
Yeah, and you
Plus a
probably
flat
know
fee of
Emma, Emma's
$3,000.
Jody's helper.
There's also,
At the chamber.
look on page, responsibilities
I
of
didn't know if you
client.
saw it, yeah.
No.
Okay, responsibilities of client, it's a flat fee of $3,000 payable as a lump sum in 30 days, and then the maintenance fee.
Correct.
So it's both things.
So like I said, do we want to table that till next time, or do you want to find out what their prorated fees would be? Because I hate to,
It's not cheap.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Well,
No.
I
We
don't
do have
care.
it set aside in the budget.
I don't care, you just never gave us a good recommendation for one or the other
Oh,
that
yeah.
I got.
Oh, well.
I think we finally danced around to OC.
Yeah, I did at the end say, at this time, I would pick Candy
Okay.
with the OC Digital.
So can we say we want Candy contingent on the pro rata, and then if that's wrong,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we'll not do it?
I would think that would be,
Yep,
Sounds like a motion.
That's
I'll
a-
second that.
there we go.
Okay, I
So
motion-
properly moved and seconded that we rephrase, however we're going to phrase that, but we're basically, what we're going to do is give Jeremy the authority to negotiate with OC, and pending a prorated rate on their annual fee, that we will make it.
Till the end of
until the
August,
end of-
right?
End of August,
Yes,
at the
correct.
end of our fiscal year.
Yeah.
For the web design development and those things,
right.
on a contingency basis after that,
Correct.
depending on how that goes. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries 4-1. All right,
Did you say 4-1?
4-4, just 4, or sorry, why did I say 4-1? 4-0.
I was thinking,
4-1.
My
The
hearing's
2
not-
was screwing me up. I'm
My
like,
hearing's not that great either. so-
4-4, none against, sorry.
Gotcha.
Is that everything under your items there, Jimmy, would be the
Yeah,
next
there's-
item 6?
There's no other action needed for
Okay.
any of the others. So item 6, which would bring it to me, we had the Woods County Industrial Development Authority meeting this morning, Just some things to point out there. They will be looking for a new auditor. They have a couple to choose from, but they don't need to make that decision until August at this time. And Bob Baker has been elected as new board member for the Woods County Industrial Development Authority. And there was no findings in the audit itself, so, which is what Economic Development Committee's under.
Who
Right.
was their auditor?
Do what?
Who was their auditor previous?
Kimberly,
There's where I come up with that.
Yeah.
name.
um,
Newkirk. But
From-
she
That's who we
retired.
were using
She's,
too.
oh, okay.
This is her
She-
last one.
she's retired, so she's passed it on to, one option that's out of Stillwell, and, it was also brought to us to consider, another one, so we have both of them.
Well, Jana Walker.
Yeah, so we have been submitting proposals. And they'll review that.
All right. Executive Director report.
Yes. Okay, yeah, just some things that are going on. Of course, I already talked about the turkey hunt. Yesterday, I was at the NWOA legislators reception, and there was Darren was there, and a good handful of people. It was pretty good, although the governor decided to no-show us, so it was just, apparently he was busy doing something else and told them 30 minutes before time, so they had to scramble, and they got Brent Kissling to come up and talk, so. Other things that I'm just pretty heavy in working with the ARPA and PrEP applications. That's for Avard Rail Park, turkey hunt. Another thing to bring up is that when the Lieutenant Governor was here a few weeks back, he had talked at Kiwanis and Rotary about doing a whiteboard workshop, he himself, for Alva, and that is something that I've been talking with Ryan Sproles, his aide, and we're looking to get that sometime in May or June on his schedule, and if that works out, maybe we can even see about other communities that would have interest in something like that, so if you...
That's what I was going to say, is will it be open to other communities, or will it be designed specifically for Alva, that particular?
I'll find out more, because one thing they said, since I'd done SWATs and strategic planning in my past,
Yeah.
they would like for me to kind of help them with it. So the more I can find out, if I can somehow work it to where if we want to have another one, maybe it could be a 2-day thing, but it's usually solely, Alva would be solely for Alva, and then it would be Winoka, just for Winoka. Those are the two that I think could benefit the most from it. So I would like to see about that. Another thing, just to bring up, looking to get Winoka Freedom and Alva in the Main Street program. Alva, I went and spoke to the city council to get that approval, and they did approve it. So they are just an application away from getting into the Main Street program.
Do you just want our resolutions, right?
Correct.
If you want to plan to come to our April council meeting, I'll put it on the agenda.
Yeah,
Okay.
as long as it's a day that I'm able to. There's a couple of days that, health reasons, I have to.
Not during turkey hunt, is it?
No, no, week before, I think, actually. I have to look at my calendar, sorry. I'm
Yeah.
old school, sorry. Yeah, but if, and we just need to use the resolution that you sent us
Right.
as the template, correct? Okay.
Those are the big points that I have. Other things, I send you the monthly update. So if you ever have any questions or need more detailed information on that, I'm happy to get more involved or tell you. But, things such as business consultations, I try to do those as confidential. But if you need to know, hey, have you visited with this person or something, I'm happy to go more detail about it.
Thank you, Jeremy. Entertain a motion to enter an executive session pursuant to 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B1 for the purpose of discussing employment evaluation of Jeremy Zeller, including discussion on salary and compensation of Woods County Economic Development Director.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Count is 4, none against. I'll get that right this time. Open session made by Randy. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor of returning to open session, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, executive session minutes compliance report. The board entered executive session at 12, sorry, my numbers are bad here, at 12:46 p.m. for the purpose of discussing item 8, which was the employment of evaluation of Jeremy Zellers and salary and compensation of Woods County Director. No other matters were discussed and no votes were taken in the board meeting. We returned from executive session at 1:02 p.m. Okay. Do I have any discussion or motions based on item 8?
Yes, I make the motion that we increase Jeremy's pay by $10,000 a year, effective in June, or your anniversary.
Yeah, what was your start? Did you?
June 1st.
June 1, so it will be effective June 1 of 2023. Okay.
Quick question about the motion. I don't think we're planning on increasing his pay, but giving him a bonus.
What is it? Yes. Is it stipend or?
A stipend, yeah.
Oh, I thought,
It does not matter. The motion on the floor is that he increases salary by $10,000 effective starting on June 1st, 2023. Does anyone have a second on that? Can't amend it if I don't have a second.
Second,
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
yes, I thought we were going to do that increase in the form of a stipend.
Okay.
Not in,
So would you like to amend
I'd
the
like
main
to
motion?
amend that motion to make a stipend of $10,000 additional to his salary effective June the 1st.
Okay. Motion has made to amend the main motion by striking the word salary and adding the word stipend. Is there a second on that?
Second.
Second, okay, it's been moved and seconded to amend the main motion. We'll now vote on the amendment to the main motion, which reads that the Woods County Executive Development Director Jeremy Zeller will receive a stipend of $10,000 added to his salary beginning on June 1st, 2023, which will be his anniversary date with the organization. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will proceed to a vote. Jeremy, I'd like a roll call vote on this one, please.
Eaton,
Yes.
McMurphy,
yes.
Leeper,
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-4, none against. Does anyone else, are there any other motions or anything from executive session that we need to move forward with an action item? Okay, announcements. Any announcements for anybody? Jeremy, you have any announcements?
I think I said them all.
All right. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
You sure do.
All right, second.
Second.
All right, motion to adjourn second. Take a vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.